Good morning, sailors. This is race 4A on day one of the Australian DF65 Australian national titles. I'm not sure how many times you can fit Australia in one sentence, but I'm going to try and say it a lot. Coming in for a start, at the moment you'll see quite blustery conditions on the A rig. As I've mentioned in the previous videos, the A rig, not a usual rig that we get a chance to sail a lot of. So it does even up the fleet somewhat because there's not a huge amount of experience on an A rig. So looking at the start here, we're coming out for the first leg, and boats just mulling around there. I'm not sure if we've started yet or not. It looks like we are indeed away on this particular race. You'll see on this part of the course it's favouring, on the upper part of the course it's favouring a port tack going into the top mark. Now that is 446 leading the way at the moment. You'll see 89 also has a good track up the inside, and so does 52. So favouring the inside track. Here we go around the top mark. Now we've got 89 followed by 446 followed by 16. 52, we've missed a little bit of the video, but 52 is leading the way by quite a decent margin after that first leg. Again, favouring that starboard start, getting on the left hand side of the course going upwind. Now at the moment it looks like the sails are all out to the right hand side of the boat, which means it's going to be a favoured left hand gate, which is a little bit unusual because at the moment it has been favouring a starboard tack on that first part of the course. So let's see what mark they go around. It's a blue and yellow gate, and looking like 52 is favouring the going upwind, the right hand side of the course, and has come in on a port tack. You probably want to tack fairly quickly as soon as there's a bit of a knock. See plenty of pressure out on this side. Given it's a bit of a deviation from the strategies he's been following in the first few races, it will be interesting to see where he ends up, but you can certainly see a port lift on that first part of the course at the moment. However, we know that it has a tendency to come in on a header. You'll see that 52 has tacked, and you'll see the angle on the starboard tack coming in on that side has been quite bad, so in fact just about laying the start line. So certainly a huge port bias 52 on the bottom right hand side of the screen, or middle right hand side of the screen, having to come back. In fact the whole fleet's decided to follow and come back on this header, knowing that there's typically a port lift, but 52 still in front at the moment, but it could have possibly been better to go around the bottom right mark, even though it wasn't the favoured gate, just in anticipation of a shift back to the normal wind pattern that we've been seeing. You can see 82 coming up in the background behind 446. Close to the screen, the blue boat is 89. Now that is a local boat. Here's 52 coming up the inside at the moment, but has lost a lot of ground to 89. It's going to be interesting to see if 52 comes up ahead. 89 is actually tagged, which he was on started but has decided to, oh no, it's kept going. 52 must, not sure what happened. I think 89 tacked in 52's water, that was the issue there. But you'll see 52 is no longer the lead boat. The boat that carried that lift a bit further seemed to get a slight lift coming back on starboard compared to the other boats. Here's 421 rounding the mark now, comes 89, 329, 14, 446, 750 and 36. So 14 Phil Burgess, Ralph Lark 446, 94 Jenner coming around the mark now, 750 Stephen Finlay, 36 John Wyatt. Here's 82 Nick Joward coming around at the moment, looking to lay that mark, and in fact he does lay the mark on starboard and gets around there. And then we have in the background coming through now, you can quite see the number on that one, so we'll move back to the front of the fleet. Coming up to the front, that's rail flight 446 closest on the screen. In fact, the lead boats are already rounding the mark. And that's 421 that's in the lead on this one. Apologies if I have that number incorrect. We've got 52 in second, and 52's done the same thing. I think going around that bottom mark, it looks like it should be favouring a starboard tack, hence why going around there, but the issue it's a bit deceptive. I think the yellow mark's been brought further forward, hence why a lot of the fleet's favouring it. You may not be able to see the angle so clearly, but the yellow mark has certainly been brought forward on this one. The blue mark being the probably the favoured side is back further to reduce the bias. So a pretty fair course. It's sending a lot of the boats out to the non-favoured side though, but you'll see 52 tacked early to come in on this left-hand favoured side. The boat's going out on the far right hand, on the right-hand side of the course. That's going upwind. Have to come back on a header. So it seems there's a starboard lift early, and then it goes to a port lift later on the track. So you know, you're certainly better to come in on the non-favoured mark and then run up the inside. By the looks of it, 52 might have gained a little bit of ground on 421, and that's in fact that's 16 in the lead here at the moment. So I believe that's 421 out wide. As the zoom comes in, I'll be able to see what the number is. So 52's holding on to second, but 16, well sailed 16 going up to that mark there, has managed to, in fact it's 114. That's Andrew Donkin from Western Australia, local sailor here at Austin Lakes, is in fact in third, but may have been leading that race up to that point, so not 421 as mentioned. So Andrew Donkin coming in third, and you'll see here we've got 329 and there's 421 there, followed by 82 coming up the inside track. 14 Phil Burgess, 446 Ralph Lark, 750 Stephen Finlay. Now we're going down now. It'll be interesting to see again if the boats favour the yellow or the blue downwind mark. You can see the sails are out to the right, which makes it confusing. It means the mark that's further forward is or should be the favoured side. However, the moment you come around that mark, it tends to be favouring an initial starboard tack to come up. Now 52 is going to the yellow. 52 will probably round the yellow mark and then tack early. So 52 coming around the yellow mark now. It's coming up on port tack at the moment, and has continued to carry port tack up. So we're coming in for the last leg up to the finish, but coming down now you've got 421 favouring the yellow mark, 82 just coming around the mark now. Here comes 52. 52's tacked onto starboard and has managed to get in front of 16, and so we're coming up to a finish. You'll see very blustery conditions. There's a little bit of a hole there. It might be a reasonable time to tack fairly soon. Tacking in the gust is quite difficult, but 52's continued through there. 114 Andrew Donkin on the outside of that gust getting a lift. A lot of boats tacking on the outside of these gusts to get that port lift.
Second was 1-6.
So we are almost at the finish now. I believe 52. Hang on. Here we are, just about coming up to the finish.